What's up, y'all? It's your boy Lion from 2Y, and we coming in from AZ with my boy Swagg, and we with TTE Podcast. Make sure y'all tap in, you feel me?
Two's up when you see us.
Two's up.
So y'all coming out from Arizona, man, what's the energy? You know what I'm saying? What's the energy and vibe like out in Arizona as in terms of the music scene?
The music scene, it's still growing. A lot of room for improvement, but I feel like that's anywhere. A lot of the artists got a lot of talent, and a lot of people have a lot of capabilities to, put themselves in bigger situations. But that's pretty much what we trying to do. We trying to be the two-print. We trying to be the two-print for AZ, for upcoming artists to look up to, and be people that people want to strive to be. I wouldn't say but people that people look up to. You feel me? But yeah, the music scene, is still coming together. It's just now starting to make a little noise. Back when I was down there, it wasn't really too much going on, especially not compared to how it is, down here from what I've seen.
Exactly. So yeah, it's a lot different. Out here in the South, Midwest,
way different
compared to over in that region. As far as I'm concerned, really all that's over on the West is California. You get into like New Mexico, Colorado. They're both kind of like dry states as in terms of music. Where does Arizona fit in with that narrative?
AZ, it has a lot of Cali influence because Cali borders AZ, so it's a lot of people from AZ or a lot of people from Cali coming to AZ. But the natives from AZ, it's like they're trying to more gravitate towards a Cali sound. A lot of them is trying to imitate. I wouldn't say imitate, but a lot of them take a high influence from a lot of the Cali rappers. They're trying
to bring Cali to Arizona.
Yeah.
Top deal, but like, you know what I'm saying? Arizona is its own state compared to Cali. It's like make your own sound. Don't do what others is doing. You know what I'm saying? Make your own wave and ride on it.
So y'all would say then, like, after making that statement, y'all would say that y'all are more like MCs than as in terms of artists?
I wouldn't say MCs, but I would definitely say like I've been rapping since 2021, but I've been rapping since 2016. Like my uncle and all them, they was rappers. My mom was a singer. They would bring us to the studio with them, but I ain't really care for rapping too much. So I wouldn't say too much as an MC, but I definitely, when it comes to like this, to the music side of things, I'm pretty knowledgeable on like what I should be doing as an artist and what other artists should be doing.
Okay, and what were like some of those earliest memories? Getting in the studio with your uncles, your mom. Like, what was that like? Like, I want to know a story.
Hey, we was kids one time, and our uncle he knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? He had got us in the booth and made us sing the ABCs. You know what I'm saying? That was our first experience, actually doing song with music. He put a beat on, you know what I'm saying, and then we just did the ABCs. He worked around it, showed us what it's capable of doing.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I ain't even gonna lie, I forgot. Yeah, that's probably that right there. My uncle, shout out my uncle Young Playalistic. That's my uncle Jay. Make sure y'all check him out. But yeah, him and my mom, they was making music, and they would do shows and stuff at local clubs at night. And being younger, as a pup, I didn't really understand too much of it. But now that I'm looking back on it, now that I'm making music, they definitely had a huge influence when it comes to us making music. I just didn't see it like that at the time because I was younger. I wasn't thinking about rapping.
Exactly. So would you say that it's more of that influence, like a negative influence in a way that wasn't really negative, or were they trying to use positivity in music to influence y'all to kind of find your life?
It was positivity. My uncle and also even still to this day, my uncle's still active in the AZ music scene. He an OG, he an MC. But so I would definitely say positivity. My mom's, shout out my mom's, that's our biggest supporter. No matter what, my mom, she always supported our music no matter what. So I would definitely say positivity. Shout out my mom, shout out some of my family. They have always supported us with this whole music journey. A lot of the connects that I've got from music and stuff was through my mom's, because she active in the music scene too. She don't make music no more, but she's a businesswoman, so she got a lot of connects.
Got a lot of connects in the music game. So can you share some of those connects, or is it an NDA? You're I'm not gonna talk about it.
I wouldn't say it's no NDA. Shout out I wouldn't say my mentor, but I've seen him as a mentor. Shout out iRock. He was one of the in my opinion, the best engineer / producer in AZ. He really taught me a lot about music coming up. He was my mom's college teacher. That's how I met him, And my mom said, I'm yo, my son rap, invite him to your studio. He was like, okay, bet. He invited us to the studio, he let us record there. Nice multi-million-dollar professional studio in AZ. I still rock with them to this day. Yeah, so I'm gonna say iRock was one of them. I'm about to say Wink. We shot with Wink. He was the one who really shot videos for us, first person ever to shoot videos for us professionally. So I'm about to say shout out my boy Wink. Wink. Shout out.
iRock definitely opened up a lot of doors.
Yeah.
Same with Wink. They opened up a lot of doors for us. They showed us different sides to it. They let us know there was
different sides of the music business.
Yeah, they showed us a lot. It's a lot more to it than what we thought it was. Shout out them.
So yeah, comparatively speaking, bro, it sounds like, you know what I'm saying, y'all kind of been around whenever it comes to AZ. How does that, you know what I'm saying, play in the life and the music business? It's clear that y'all got like a good understanding on it. What's your take, you know what I'm saying, for somebody maybe wanting to get into it?
Honestly,
take it slow. You know, take it slow when you first start in. See what there is to offer. You know what I'm saying? Like, try every aspect of it, whichever one you most comfortable with. Stick with it, and just elevate from there. You know what I'm saying? Elevate from there. Start seeing what else it got to offer. Check it out. You know, gain experience, and just keep going.
yeah, I agree pretty much that, you know, like definitely just be in your own wave. Don't try to ride nobody else's wave. And another thing I want to make clear, who cares who doubts you? If anybody doubts you or people tell you can't do it, don't listen to them. Because, you know, you can only, your biggest obstacle is going to be yourself. So you only going to go as far as you want yourself to go. So it's going to be times where, you know, you're not doing the numbers you want to do or making money. The money might be slow from it, but keep going. Because eventually you're going to get to that spot that you always wanted to be at. You know, so I definitely say just don't give up. And who cares what everybody else said about it, you feel me?
Yeah, 1,000%. So what do you think? So basically, like, comparatively, what are you thinking of like other artists in the game? What do you think their influence is, and kind of how do you feel it impacts community in a negative or positive way?
You talking about from AZ? Or you just talking
AZ,
about the music?
just in general, the game in general now.
Honestly, the rap game, like from an industry standpoint, I'm not really rocking with the industry like rap game, like in the U.S. anyway, you know. But that's strictly my opinion. I don't really listen to U.S. artists, but I like a lot of the stuff that's going on to a certain extent. Like I'm starting to see it's starting to get a little bit more positive. You know, more people reaching towards pushing peace and more positivity. You know, but as far as like music as a standpoint, I definitely feel like talent has plummeted. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like it's more.
Really?
It's more. Yeah, I feel like it's more gimmicky now. I feel like it's more whoever can do, like whoever can be the funniest now. It's like more personality wise. Like I don't think that's a problem, you know. But I feel like it's definitely not as much. You know, music. It's not as much about music as it used to be.
Exactly.
You know, it's
about
more
like pure talent. It's more about like.
Some more about like looks, you know. Looks have always been a thing, but it's more about like, you know, like who look the funniest or who can do the stupidest thing, you know. Like that's like who can go viral, pretty much. Who can go viral quicker.
So what's your opinion on that? What's your take on that?
I'm not really the biggest fan of that, because as somebody who likes making music because the craft, I wouldn't say I don't like the fact, because it's to each its own, but in my opinion, like I feel like to be even considered a great or to even be in a decent position music wise, I feel like you should at least bare minimum have the talent to be in that position. Like at least know how to music wise.
And the authenticity, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and the authenticity.
It shouldn't have to be something. Yeah,
that's the main part. Show them who you are, you know?
Yeah, be yourself.
Don't fake your image, you know what I'm saying? Just show them who you is. It all come naturally.
1,000%. So how could you say is a way you are authentic in your everyday life, and then also tie that into music?
I would definitely say I'm authentic, and the way I tie it into music is because, like, even though I take influence from like a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot of people, I take influence from certain people, I try to stay true to myself at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So whenever I'm making music, I try to make sure that I'm staying true to myself within the music I'm making. You know, whether it be like a violent song, whether it be like, you know, a love song or something like that, I try to make sure I stay as close to my own sound while also, you know, being as versatile as possible. So when you listen to my music, you're not gonna listen to me and think that I sound like somebody else. That's never gonna be the case. Not even just me. Like when you listen to Swagg, you listen to Ice, you listen to Jock, anybody from Tunum, we all got our own sound. You know, even though we from AZ, we not trying to imitate nobody. You know, like we all got our own sound and our own style. You feel me?
So what would you say that style is?
Honestly, but there's not really a name for it right now. But like what I've been calling it recently is like melodic vibe trap rap. You know, it's like more. It's like wave music, you know, like it's a West Coast beat, but it's like melodic, you know, it's like exactly. That's pretty much the wave of it, but yeah.
So you're basically doing what like the Bama Boys did, but like the Arizona version.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who they is. I'm gonna keep it
like No Cap. Well, I mean, we got to talk about names like No Cap, Fat Mac, Big Yavo.
Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking
same
about.
kind of thing where it's like they're hopping on those beats, but they're coming with the more singing feel.
Yeah, so that's pretty much how it is. Like it's not like, even though we hop on West Coast beats, that's not just our style. We come with the melodic, you know, vibe to the beats. We not just rapping. We, you know, it's a melodic vibe.
Pretty versatile then.
Yeah, real versatile.
Who's more versatile out of the two, you think?
I'm about to say Swagg. I'm gonna keep it real. The reason why I'm saying Swagg is because Swagg will be sending me beats that I never even thought myself could hop on. I'm gonna keep it real. Like I'm just like, but then when I hop on it, it helps me gain that certain level of versatility. So, but I'm gonna let Swagg elaborate on that. But yeah, I'm about to say Swagg for sure.
Hey, we both versatile, you know what I'm saying? He be sending me beats and I be like, dang, I'm not sure I can hop on this. But then I end up hopping on it and we end up making heat at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And as far as West Coast goes, like we be on West Coast beats, so people know we from the West Coast, but like we don't sound like the West Coast rappers that be on those beats with the West Coast flows. We got our own flows, you know what I'm saying? And
Facts.
I try my best. I try my best to just be myself on the track, and I really don't even gotta try, I guess, if that's the way to put it.
So where's that inspiration come from?
It's really just coming from me wanting to go harder than my last track. Every time I make a track, I'm like, what can I do different, you know? Really,
So
like,
it's always like you versus you.
me versus me, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Every track I make, I try to make it better than my last, more different. So every track I make, I just make sure it sound different than my last.
Yeah,
See what I could experiment with, use my vocal cord, things in that nature.
like in a racist area, and he pulled me over. He just gave me the meanest look. I'm with my girl, and he looking. Well, I wasn't with my girl this time. It was just me. He looking at me, and he like, bro, like he didn't say bro, but he like, you know, this is an area you really shouldn't be in right now. You know, it's after 8 o'clock. The sun been down. I'm just giving you a warning. You know, I'm gonna give you a ticket and a speeding ticket, but I'm not gonna take up too much of your time because this is not an area you want to be at around this time. You know, he said somebody at your skin complexion. That's what he said. Literally just like that. A cop said that. So
Just like that.
Yeah, just like that. Put it just like that. Gave me a ticket. He said, you have a nice night. Hopped in his whip. I did.
In Missouri.
In Missouri.
In 2025.
In 2025, bro. The racism is alive and well. But like, on another note though, this is related to the racism. You know, shout out my boy Ice. Shout out my brother Ice. AZ, you know, like I said, there's a rare occurrence we run into racism. There was a time we was in school, right? Me and Ice was always getting into fights in school. Like, not with each other, we was just always beating everybody up. Ice had a problem with this one white dude. He called Ice, you know, the N-word with the hard ER. That's what he said. Called Ice straight up. Ice is like, man, what? Straight hit dude, knocked dude out in the cafeteria. They get into it, started a whole brawl in the cafeteria. They suspended my boy for like 3 weeks. But the funny part about it is, like, he got suspended for 3 weeks. He was supposed to come back on like on Wednesday, but he came back on Tuesday, so they suspended him another week for trespassing.
That man was always on a mission,
Yeah,
man. Shout out Ice though. Shout out Ice.
Shout out Ice, shout out my boys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Ice
saying?
probably ass ain't even know.
Yeah.
And they just excited to go get on some hoes, bro. Like,
Ice came back to school, because I'm not gonna lie, like, me and Ice, we probably missed school more than we was in school. But when Ice was at school, you know, like, he did try to come back to school a day early, and he didn't even know, and they just suspended him.
Threw him back out.
man.
Threw him back out. That man was always going through it, man. That man was always going through it.
They used to suspend him for months, bro. Like, they used to suspend me for months. Like,
He even got that 180-day contract.
They suspended us for 180 days. For 180
so
days.
you get into a lot of trouble in school then?
I would say yeah, because I was like, I'm gonna keep it real. I was never like, I was smart, but I just never really wanted to pay attention with what they was talking about, because I felt like what they was saying just really didn't make any sense to me at the time. Because you know, when you young, you hard headed. You don't really understand. Like, if you sitting somewhere you don't want to be, you're not really gonna take it seriously. So I'm thinking, why am I here when I could be doing this? You know what I'm saying? That's more beneficial to my life than just sitting in this class or at the school for 7 hours. So I would try to make the most of it, and sometimes making the best of it was getting in the fights. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it was just, so there was a lot of times where I would be in fights, Ice would be in fights, you know, Swagg would be in fights. The whole two, we would just be in fights.
We was being reckless,
was
and like people knew like not to cross us. But at
Yeah.
the same time, like, I put out a goofy image, you know what I'm saying? Because I was a goofy dude, so people just thought they could test me, bro. And it's like, they've been seeing the videos I've been posting on my social media. Like, everybody caught the fade, you know what I'm saying? Everybody. When I say everybody, anyone that came my way caught the fade, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, people would still have egos, and they'd be like, he goofy, whatever he could do, I could do, but better. You know what I'm saying? So just because I put out a goofy image, people thought that they could just compare to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just like, hey, if you want it, come get
So
it.
that definitely led to some ass whoopings.
That
all the time.
bro, I could give the belt out to so many
So to
people.
Lion, bro, what's the craziest like damn, Swagg fucked you up moment.
Nah, I remember Swagg. I don't know. Swagg whooped a lot of people. Like, Swagg used to do was whooping ass. Like there was this one dude. Who was it? I'm trying to think.
Like straight belt and shit.
Yeah, like there was a time. I seen Swagg fade a bunch of niggas, but one time, where Swagg whooped this nigga with one hand behind his back.
Oh.
Like, dude, Swagg was like, come on, bro. You was talking shit. Come on, dude. Swing, Swagg, weed, Swagg. Hit this nigga. Dude, start falling back.
All it took
was one punch.
All it took.
And
I
then
promise
it
you,
was-
it was.
Yeah, so have you ever like, you know, cause like old folks, especially old heads, they make it seem like motherfuckers be running the fade and they just instantly, oh, we're brothers after face ass, you know? So like, has there been a story like that, so where like you beat the dog shit out of somebody and then they kind of get up and shake your hand like, yeah, are we cool, bro?
Everybody I faded my friend now.
Yeah,
You know, and I got my respect. You know,
Did they
what I'm
hit you with the are we cool, bro?
Yeah, because they don't want it no more. You know what I'm saying? They just knew not to cross that line with me no more. And it's like now we all just doing our own thing and everything, but like they still know like if you was to ever see me get my ass beat, it's a surprise. You know what I'm
I
saying?
ain't never seen Swagg lose a fight. Like me personally, I've never lost a fight.
Yeah,
either.
this man though was going crazy. That's what I'm gonna tell you. Like top feared in the school type deal.
Hold on, bro. Look at how he looking, cuz. Why the fuck he look like that? He looking like back in the day.
Nah, I was thinking,
man.
it was just like not even on glorifying stuff. You know, if y'all listen to this, you know, if you in school, stay in school. Don't get in the fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping it real. But when I was in school though, like I was terrorizing shit. I'm not gonna lie. Everybody was doing because I used to box. Like I boxed my whole life. You know, RIP my coach Vinny. You know, he taught me a lot about boxing. But I used to fight and box my whole life. So when that would happen, a lot of people in the school, you know, have high egos. So, you know, a lot of people want to big dog you and this and that. So it's like, what, nigga, what are you trying to big dog? So I'll just get in the fights all the time. And it got to a point to where people like, bro, you fighting too much, to like where people would try to shame me and like point fingers at me for it. And then it got to a point to where like, I don't know, people seeing me fight kind of influenced the whole school to start fighting. And then fighting kind of went from being, you know, shamed upon and uncool to now it's mandatory, you know what I'm saying? Like now everybody fighting, you know?
It was even fights on the first day of school.
Yeah, there was
on the
time-
first day of school, New Year and everything, right after summer, fresh out of the summer. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was fighting.
It's like, what y'all fighting about though?
Just to fight. Like
We fighting to prove a point. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
fighting to
Who
prove a
better?
point.
Because you testing me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like get in the gloves, or we can just run it bare knuckle.
Because like a lot of people, it'd be like this. Like let's take Swagg for example. Niggas will come up to me and be like, oh, there's this nigga named Swagg who got more hands than you. I could bet you he got more hands than you. And this and that. You know, I'm not saying that happened, but I'm saying like that's how pretty much
Comparison.
Like, it's
Comparison.
People be like, oh, bro got more hands than you. I could bet that. All right, what? Bet. After school, let's do it. Let's see what's going on. So it's
So
like,
y'all was fighting for fun.
yeah. So it was
Sometimes it was for a title. You know what I'm saying? For like a title.
Like who could
And you're a heavyweight champion.
yeah, something like that. You
It
know
was
what I'm
like who the
saying?
strongest nigga at the school, and I'm definitely going to have to say like I was number one. I'm about to say that
Number
right now.
one
I'm
for
gonna say I was
sure.
Number one because everybody that I went against, everybody that I fought, it wasn't like no weakens either. It was like some niggas that's bigger than me. And
The
everybody kept
leaders,
saying,
the leaders of the group. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it
We
was
all be
leaders
in
of the
different
clique.
groups. He was like the leader of our group. You know what I'm saying? Our top dog. And everybody had their top dog of their group. The person that had the most hands, and like the top dogs.
So
would
in high
always
school, y'all niggas was some things.
Yeah,
Bro, the big homie.
Yeah. And that's how I always was. Like me, I was always taught to go for the head first. So me, I'm like, what? Nah, where your big homie at? Poop, poop, poop. You know, I was just punching up everybody big homie, and that's
Respect.
That's really how like I kind of came, like how I got the title like Big Two. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm Big Two. You know, like I was just known for I just became everybody's big homie. You know what I mean? Like I was just punched up this dude big homie. Now this dude want to be my little homie. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
yeah,
it's
it'd be like that.
Yeah, that's
It's like
pretty
we
much how it
took
was.
their pawns.
Yeah,
we took their pawns to our side of the
Yeah,
chessboard.
to our side of the
And
chessboard.
it's
Type
like,
shit.
you feel me? That's what it was.
So
Comparison,
yeah,
competition.
two, man. I see it on your chest, man. 2 versus 1. Y'all throwing up big twos. You said throw up the twos or get with it to get left.
Yeah,
you feel me?
Get
What does 2 mean to y'all? You feel me? Deeper than just, you know what I'm saying, the brotherhood, deeper than just the image that it puts out. What does it truly mean to you?
I mean, we all got different meanings on how we interpret it. You know, everybody in 2, we all got our own meanings to it. But like to me, you know, it just obviously means like everybody got to be for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like it's deeper than music, it's deeper than rap. Like this is my blood brothers, like icing them, jocking them, they all my brothers. You know, like to us, when we hop on songs, it's not just about music. Like we all cool, deeper than the rap. You know, RIP the guys, Monte, Chase, Ethan. You know, RIP my dead homies. You know, like this is really deeper than rap. You know, like it's really to us, we see this as like a lifestyle, bro. Like this is like a way of living. It's not really
Two's everywhere,
yeah,
you know.
Everywhere. Like on my clothes, I got 2 tatted on me. Like I even got 2 right here. Like everybody in 2 pretty much got 2 tatted on them. And it's like it's not no gang or it's not nothing like that. It's just our lifestyle. It's pretty much like how we came up, what we know, what we represent. You know,
The brotherhood.
Yeah, it's like our brotherhood. You know, like
It's pretty much us. You know what I'm saying?
it's
2
us versus them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's pretty much what it is. Like 2 is greater than 1.
2 better than 1.
Versus them. You feel me?
Kind of like that all for one, one for all.
One for all type of
Like that,
You know what I mean?
like
An
that.
asset. Yeah.
Facts. That's what. Yeah, that's pretty much. You know.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for the day, man. I appreciate y'all boys for coming through on the Elevated Podcast. Is there anything else that you would like to tell the guests behind the screen?
For everybody, for anybody that's watching this, for upcoming artists watching this, like I said, be yourself. Don't let nobody tell you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Just keep striving to be great, be the best you can be. You know, and I appreciate y'all for tuning in. You feel me? Like I said, you know, it's your boy Lion, aka Big 2. We with the TTE podcast. Got my boy Ty Swagg right here. You know, keep y'all 2s up, get with it or get left. You feel me? Y'all know the vibes.
Yep, just find your path. Don't turn. Keep straight. You know what I'm saying? Keep straight and be adamant about what you want.
Develop that book and live by it, man. That's one of my favorites.
Man, of course.
Develop your book and live by it, man.
Your book and live.
Well, you can
Shout
find
out
us.
TTE. Shout out TTE
Shout out
podcast.
TTE
Definitely appreciate you for having us on here.
Follow
Definitely.
me on Instagram, YungLion2Y, YungLion on all platforms. That's YungLion, no space. You know, Big 2.
You can find me on everything pretty much. Ty Swagg, TY, Swagg with 2 G's. And then on YouTube, it's just Ty Swagg Official. But on everything else, it's just Ty Swagg. Not 1 G though, 2 G's.
Double G.
You know what I'm saying? Double G never miss. That's what they say.
All right, man, we gone.